search, found, share, annotate, spotlight, full screen. All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you need. Well, I'm gonna do this, so, but you can stand there if you want. That's fine, either one.
Um, every who that
Good.
every who down in Whoville like Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite know the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on quite right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was your sizes so small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoe, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted window below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stocking. He snared with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his ringed finger nervously drumming. I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the all the all the who girls and boys would wake bright and early there to rush for their toys and then all the noise, noise. That's one thing he hated. The noise. Then the who, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and the feast, and the feast, and the feast. They they would feast on pudding and red who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they do something he liked least of all. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, who stand close together with Christmas bell ringing. They do stand hand in hand, and he and the who would start singing. They sing and they sing and they sing. And the more the Grinch thought of the who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming, but how?
Very nice, very nice. Okay, if you'd move over and let the next person step up. Go ahead.
Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch left in his robe, and he made a fake Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinch trick. With this coat and this hat, I will just look I will look just like Santa need. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find the reindeer, I will make one instead. So he called his stomach, then he took some red thread, and he tied the beacon on top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on the ramshackle sleigh and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, get up. And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay snowed in their town. All their windows are dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When it came to the first Little House in the Scare. This is stop number 1. The old Grinch Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bag in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of fireplace food. Well, the little Who stocking all hang in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then his letters and slug, with a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Popguns and bicycle, roller skate, drums, checkerboard, tricycle, popcorn and plums. And he stuffed them in bag. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney.
Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why the Grinch even took their last can of Who hash? Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stop up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove. When he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove, he turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so sleek. He thought of a lie and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little tot," the fake Santa Claus lied. "There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here." And his feet fooled the child. Then he patted her head. And he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stopped the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Whose houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Whose mouses.
You want to do the last part too? You're so good. Hwang In Sung still not here, right? So the last part's for me. Okay. It was dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip top to dump it. Poo-poo to the Who's, he was Grinchishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. All right, give them a hand. Good job, guys. Very good. Have a seat. Very nice. Good start for today.